had your tribal people around taking care of you. You know, your moms and your grandmas and your grandmas passing down rich culture, passing down. You know what I'm saying? We don't got that. They want you to be an American, and America is nothing but confusion, man. So we try to be, and when we try to be American, we get confused and we start living like wild beasts because we don't know how to live in a culture and in laws that's been totally against us. How do you live like that?
Right.
So we basically a homeless race, man. So go ahead.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So first now we just read. At first he says, look, if you listen to me, you'll be above all nations. Above means world rulership like America once had, right? Where everybody will look at you and adore you and adore your people and adore the way you, they will follow. The world follows anybody who's in power.
Okay.
So if we get in power, then the world gonna follow our ways, our laws, our behavior. As simple as done. But since we did it, we gotta catch this hell, and guess what? The damn devil is over us, and he rules us, and everybody follow his ways, his culture. How can we prove that? How many people in jail, sis? That of our own people? Millions.
Yeah.
Right? How many people, or how many sisters out here on the whole stroll and all that stuff? Why? We following the way of whoever's in power. So it's the same thing. Okay? All right, we're gonna give you, can I give you two more?
Yeah, because I got a couple questions.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes.
So to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes. The 10 commandments and all the laws we were supposed to follow, but we didn't. But we can now. All right, go ahead.
Which I command ye this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now all these curses are going to overtake you. This is how you prove who the Israelites is. If you find some cursed people that's living in high poverty, that's living in ghettos, and that's catching all type of hell, and that's worshiping people like that, give me that too. Give me what 40 was it? 28. I think it's wood and stone. Was it 60 something? Wood and stone. I know it's 60. But it's 60. Wood and stone. Yeah, 64. Check this out, sis. Now you look at this. You're looking at this picture, right?
Yeah.
Now check this out. I'm gonna show you something. This part of the curse is right here, right? Because this man is Caesar Borgia.
Right.
Caesar Borgia was the son of Pope Alexander the Sixth. Okay? They made his face. All right, let me show you something real quick. They made his face. This is during the 1400s, during the Dark Ages. His father, who was the Pope, agreed to make this man a god, and they made a statue out of him by Leonardo da Vinci, painted his face. All right, that's where you get that movie. What's that movie? Da Vinci Code. Da Vinci Code, man. They painted his face, and they said this is God. This is gonna be Jesus. So this is what they did when they came to America, and they told y'all to worship him. And then when y'all worship him, y'all forgot y'all true God. All right, we're gonna show you one more thing, and then you can give me any questions you want. All right, look at this. Because what we don't understand is we've been in warfare for a very long time, but our ancestors never told us we was at war. Because why? Most of them got destroyed, so they can't pass the story. Hey, where the Aztecs at, man? You don't see no Aztecs. You see conquer Aztecs.
Right.
You don't see the Aztecs of yesterday that was fighting these people, pushing them back because they end up butchering them and doing. I got a cold book on something that you can read too. All right, but I'm gonna show you one more thing, sis. All right. So these are the things we have to understand to better our lives. You know what I'm saying? The more we get understanding, the more we can understand understand where we're going from here, which is highly important. You feel me? All right, go ahead. Yeah, get that wood and stone again, and then I'm gonna have you read Wisdom of Solomon. Now look, I want you to listen to this closely, because this is one of the curses, right? All right, so pay attention to this real quick, sis.
This is verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth.
So your original homeland is not America neither.
Right.
Your original homeland is the Middle East, which is Jerusalem, the mother of us all. We just read that. You know what I'm saying? That's your true promised land.
right.
But go ahead.
Who's Lisa?
Who's Lisa?
Yeah.
What you mean? Who's Lisa?
Like I read something on the Bible saying about running Lisa.
Nah, I don't know.
No.
You probably talking about do you read a Catholic Bible?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll touch on more. You got any other questions though? Bring out your questions real quick so we can handle that.
If, let's say,
Any scenario.
like you said, you know, they're gonna follow the leaders, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what if the leader, you know, is not being treated like she's supposed to, or he, or whatever?
What you mean, the leader,
Like as in like the higher up.
the higher ups?
Right.
Well, that's a people though. That's not just one person.
So who makes the final decision?
God Himself, because He up. Give me a Job chapter 12 real quick. We're gonna show you something. What you see today with the coronavirus, with LA being tore up, gentrified, and all that stuff. You're seeing a kingdom that's being dethroned. It's being removed. Now, who's gonna take His place?
That's the thing.
Are we gonna show you gonna take His place, right?
Was that Job what?
Job 12. All right. And it goes. Give me 24. Yeah. So check this out. We'll start at it start at 18 on down. Check this out. I want you to continually listen, because look, what you have to understand is God has full control of everything. He is the best historian, because he's seen it all. He was highly involved with everything. So He's the one that uplifted these people, gave them the power to do so, and now He's going to be the same person that's going to put them down and bring us up. We are the people that got next. We are going to be next, and I'm going to show you right now, we're going to be the next in power, because these people right here all come from one man named Jacob. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? Go ahead.
This is the book of Job, chapter
Check this
12,
out.
verse 8.
this-
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this how the Lord handles kingdoms. Read.
He loseth the bounds of the kings, and girdeth their loins with a girdle.
Yep.
He leadeth princes away spoiled.
He leads princes away spoiled. That's all these politicians. And there's a civil war going on in the White House right now. Democrat and Republican. Nobody can agree to nothing, right? The Lord's doing that. You don't believe the Lord's doing that?
Right.
Now, why is the Lord doing that?
It's either you're getting him upset or you're satisfying him.
Okay. Ooh, both. I like that. Because He needs this chaos.
Right.
So, now why is He upset? What is He upset about, sis?
People that are not doing what they're supposed to.
Okay, and what is that?
Obeying.
Let my people go.
Right.
These people are still slaves here. Their children's children are still slaves here, whether we think we free or not.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
He removeth away the speech of the thirsty.
So He removed away the speech. Nobody listening to this kingdom no more. Back in the day, in the 40s and 60s, everybody, yes sir. Even in Mexico, they'll come over there. Yeah, we want to do this and that. You know, Los Angeles was Mexico at one point.
Yeah.
That's Los Angeles, San Diego. These are all Hispanic names, man. But they took it from y'all.
But how?
How what?
How-
Through
how-
violence,
Through violence.
through murder, through guns.
Yeah, so it had nothing to do with the contract then.
Ma'am,
No. Watch out, sis.
ma'am, can I get out the way?
Bug guy. He know damn well he can go there.
Exactly.
He's trying to stop
Well,
me.
you know how we be
Yeah.
sometimes.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
So He's removing the kingdoms because He is an angry God, and he want to see his people delivered.
Right.
Because even though y'all in Mexico, do y'all know what type of hell y'all catching in Mexico right now, man? Serious hell.
I don't even, man, like,
Yes.
I've seen it, and that's why I'm scared to even go over there.
Yeah, see? Now, and that's supposed to be your homeland.
Right.
That's supposed to be your dwelling place.
I didn't get a chance to meet my grandma because she ended up passing away. That was like my dad's like
By
dream,
what?
for me to go visit Mexico, to go meet his place that he was born in, meet my grandma.
Yeah.
But since she passed away, it was too late.
What she passed away from?
I don't know, honestly.
Okay.
I think from being too old.
Well, right now over there in Mexico, they got gang wars and drug wars going on.
Ew, why?
And check. Well, the so-called white man. That's why. He says, look, they do big tradings together. Even what's that man that the big drug dealer that just got caught and he died recently?
El Chapo?
El Chapo, yeah.
El Chapo was exposing America because he was letting people know that all his connections was through this system.
Right.
And so they had to take him down because they was tracing his money, and a lot of his money was connected to CIA and all this other stuff. So they had to take him down. Then he ended up escaping. Then he got out again. So he all over the place. But I think he died recently, right? Something like that. But anyways, they having wars over there, sis. And guess who's the victims?
We are.
Yo, yes, the village people, man.
Right.
They are captive, and that's the scripture we can get at too. That the Bible says their own children will oppress the ancient people, which is the older people. The older people are being oppressed by these knuckleheads because they don't know who they is. They just think they gangsters. You know, most of them are Aztecs and all that, but they don't know they is. And the Aztecs that they looking at is that stuff when they fell from this, which is doing this all type of sorts of wickedness, right? All right. Now we're gonna show you, because you asked a good question. You said, who's gonna control the power seat? And you said how it's gonna happen or something? Give me a second Esdras 6 and verse 8, right? We're gonna leave you with this. Because I'm gonna show you something. Alright? I'm gonna show you something. Because I'm gonna tell you, there's beautiful stuff coming for us, man. This is the hell, right?
Right.
But there's gonna be glory pretty soon.
I hope so.
Oh no, best believe it's gonna be glory. Because the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel will rule this earth, and we're gonna prove it right here. Because you ever heard of Esau and Jacob?
Wasn't it? Oh yeah, I did actually.
Okay, so Esau and Jacob were twins that came out the same womb.
Okay.
All right, and when they came, the Bible says while they was in the womb, they was fighting amongst each other. They couldn't get along, even in the womb. Now, you ever heard something like that?
Yeah.
You heard?
Well, besides the story of them, you know.
No, I'm saying on a natural level.
Oh no.
So that lets you know this was a supernatural event.
Okay.
And these came, and they both came. Give me that record first, and then we can jump to that. Because we're gonna show you something real quick. All right.
What was that again?
Okay, yeah. So these are that's Genesis 25. All right, so these are all the nations right here, right? So every nation in the Bible is still here today. We didn't know that though. They lied and said that this Bible is just an old, dusty thing that has no connection to this modern life. But then we find out that Esau is actually the so-called white man that's been ruling the earth. Do you believe the white man ruling the earth? That's just a question when you just kind of look at it. Who controls the court systems? When you have to go to court, who is in the judge seat? You know what I'm saying? Who was the bailiff? Who was the DA? All right. Who's majority of the presidents? Who was in that power seat? So clearly, somebody runs this thing.
Right.
The devil.
and unfortunately, the Bible calls him the devil. You know, the devil runs this earth for a little bit. All right, go ahead.
You want to start at?
Yeah, with Rebecca.
Okay.
Now look, I want you to check this out, please, because what we're doing right now is digging into history. The Bible is history. That's why they took it out of school, because they understood that the Bible is history, but they didn't know. They didn't want you to know that they talking about you
Right.
and our people.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 22. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord.
So she went to inquire. So this Rebecca, right? Rebecca got 2 babies in her womb, twins, but they're fraternal twins. They don't look the same. One looked like his people, the other looks different. All right. And so what was going on in this situation was that these twins start fighting in the womb, right? Have you ever had kids?
No.
Okay, so when you do have kids, if you had twins fighting in your room, you don't think your stomach will feel? You don't think you'll feel a little weird? Somebody fighting in your womb?
Pretty nice.
Yes, that's weird. You like what? So she went and inquired to the Lord, and what she did was she went to a prophet. All right, go ahead.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Now she said, look at this. 2 nations are in your womb.
Right.
How can that be though? Because if I'm a brother, if we twins, then that's just one nation.
Right.
Just us. Like us, we one nation, right? But she said that he said there's 2 nations. Why? Because this is a prophetic event that these 2 people are 2 different people that's not gonna get along on this earth. And they're gonna start from here all the way up to the Lord's coming. Go ahead, read.
2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
So he said we ought to be separated. So Jacob ought to be separated from Esau. But Esau runs the earth. Esau is a so-called white man. Jacob is the black Latinos and Native Indians.
Right.
So this is the warfare that's been going on. Think about it. Who's been going to war with us? Who's been going into it? If you look at I remember I looked at this one history, right, about the Hispanics in Texas in the 1800s, right? They were mad because they built up something and they had an establishment and it was cool, and the so-called white man and his police came over there and dropped bombs and killed a gang of them, and nobody knew about it. They covered that up. I can show you multiple of times where they did this and nobody said nothing about it. So obviously we have been in war and we don't know we had war with them. You know what I'm saying? Do you have any white siblings and good old grand friends?
Not that I know of.
Not that I know of. All praise, all praise. You one step ahead. You one step ahead. No,
Thank you.
all right, we're going to give you 2 more because I already know what's up. All right, we're going to keep hitting you with
I
this.
have nothing but time, honestly.
Man, all praises, man. All man, we're going to give you all praises, man. What's your name?
Suzette?
Suzette. All right. Y'all hear you, Suzette. She has nothing but time. She will be saved after this conversation. Why? Because she has an intent ear, man. And she's not listening to me, but she listens to the Spirit, man. Call Allah Bashim Yahushua, man.
Thank you.
All right, so go ahead.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
So the one people are going to be stronger than the other people, man. We stronger than them. They know that.
Right.
We are mentally strong. Think about it. Who can be oppressed over and over and not break? Who can really do that? When you, even the greatest psychologist knows if you constantly bring torture on the individual, he can only go so far until his head just go all the way out, man.
Right.
And he just gotta start shooting everybody and killing everybody.
Right.
That's when you lose your mind. That's what happens.
Right.
But yet we over here laughing, we over here clowning, we over here rejoicing, even though we've been slaughtered.
They're jokes. They're jokes.
Yes,
You know?
yes, yes. All right, go ahead.
And when her days to deliver were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. Verse 25.
Read.
And the first came out red all over,
So the first,
like a hairy garment.
So the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. Okay. Now that red. Now who got a red? Who blood seeks through? Who has a light complexion to where your blood vessels you can see through your blood vessels. You can see man's face. All right, no, let me rephrase that.
I think I know what you're saying.
Okay, who is the red man of the earth? Okay, who stands in the sun and gets sunburned?
White people.
White people. Okay,
They
so
thought they, oh,
yeah,
son.
you know, because they,
So-called white people.
yeah, so-called. We
Yeah.
call them. They're really the red man according to the scriptures.
Okay.
So what the Bible is saying, he came out red all over like a hairy garment, not a hairy garment, but he came all. It's like the big red Clifford dog, right?
Right.
He looks all. He was a baby that came out all red. Now a black sister can birth a different color of a individual. You know what I'm saying? Because that's in her phenotype to do so. You know what I'm saying? In her DNA, she can do that. She's the mother of society. So it's possible, right? So in this record, in this prophecy, you know what I'm saying? The Bible says Esau came out first, right? And he came out all red, like a hairy garment. They had to announce how he looked because he looked different than his people. But when Jacob came out, they didn't say nothing, right? We're gonna prove that. Keep reading.
Hey, can I say something?
Go ahead, please.
They call them people of color, right?
Who? Us?
Everybody.
No.
Nah, that was a byword. That was a term.
Let me get my point out.
Go ahead and get your point in, bro.
If you look at a Creole box, any white color,
You said what?
this is white in color.
White? No, white? White's not.
It's a white crayon in that box.
You said what? Say that again.
White people got a color too.
Yeah, but they're not
It's
white.
in the crayon.
They're not white though.
Am I
White?
right?
No, look, check.
I know we.
Okay, now you said something, right?
You know,
Can,
but
can I
it's
reply
true.
to what you
It's
said?
true, though.
But can I reply
I
to
know,
what you?
no, I'm not going against my people.
No, I'm not
I'm
saying
just
that.
saying,
Okay.
how you gonna call yourself a people of color? You got color too.
You got cut. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But,
You
but
in that box?
yeah, but check
We
this
all
out.
in the same box, man.
We're in the same box though. But I'm gonna tell you like
Not
this.
in that kind of box.
Yeah, okay.
I
Read
gotta
that
give you
though. Read that. Yeah,
I
y'all
gotta
pray.
give that.
Now I want to tell you this though. The word white was created in Virginia in the 1600s.
Yeah, Richmond,
Now why do you think they made that word up?
white.
Yeah. Why do you think they made that definition
Because
of
it's
white
supposed
up?
to be pure.
Yes. And then they
And
gave
everything black is not pure.
yes.
Black cats,
Right.
black magic,
Right.
all
Black
that.
male.
Right.
Yeah, that. Oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah. So when you think about this stuff, these are terms that was put upon us just to that's nonsense, man. Straight nonsense. All right. Yeah, but these are terms that they put on us to confuse us even further and to destroy us further.
They don't get me.
All right. Well, I mean, we all got.
I know, but I know.
We all got, brother. You
I
can't say
got
that.
God because
got, man.
My ancestors got God.
Yes, and you got,
And I got
and
here.
people under you got.
Yeah.
We all got. But
I
now,
got
now
here.
we got to get back up, dust our feet off, and come back to the law, statutes, commandments, and the faith of Yahweh, who the world called Jesus Christ, who is not this man.
I already know that. And this is terrible.
Yeah, but he's this man, and this not no real.
Hey,
The
yeah.
Lord don't look like this, right? This is just a picture, but we're giving a description of what the Lord may
He's
look
a
like.
Moor, ain't
He what?
he? He's a Moor, ain't he?
A Moor?
Yeah.
What? Now we don't use that term because that was even the term that they put in Europe.
Well,
But because the Moors were Israelites, there was also Israelites that
Yeah,
came to Rome. But I want to get off track because I want to put a little more teachers with the sis. All right, go ahead.
no.
We gonna finish though, bro. Because so basically, according to the scriptures, so-called blacks, Native Indians and Latinos are the aboriginals of Southern America, right? In Northern America. These are the true nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, man. See, we didn't know that though. We didn't know that. Well, now is public because the brothers has been out for decades upon decades preaching the same words. So now a lot of people can say they know, but this has
No, I ain't saying it like
yeah.
that.
I'm just making a statement of how a lot of our people do know somewhat of the truth.
I study history.
Yeah,
And I study all.
yeah. It's good to study all history, but you have to have a foundation that's based on the Bible, because the Bible is the perfect history. All right, it's the true history that lines up. So, and that's how you can kind of distract from, not distract, but kind of bring out what's good, what's real history, and what's something that they kind of
Yeah.
engineered, right?
Like
All right,
King
so-
James Bible.
No, the King James Bible came from a man named King James, and you know,
I know.
King James was a Moor black man, and he was an Israelite from
I
the
didn't
tribe of
know
Judah.
that part.
Yes, from the tribe of Judah, man.
Okay.
You know, and they put all this up under the books